What's up, everybody? Seattle, make some fucking noise. All right, man. Dude, the energy here is fucking incredible. Old people upstairs, getting drinks. Can't bring them down here. That's all right, though. Beautiful day here. I heard it was been shitty the entire week. Is that true? That's Seattle. Yeah. No, I've been here a few times. Really beautiful place. Been backpacking out at Mount Rainier. I've done fucking canoeing in Lake Union, and I've gotten beers at Fremont. I've been to Gasworks, or is it called Gasworks? Yeah. That's sick. So we'll do some introductions to start. My name is Sherm. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I'm a DJ and a producer. Also record label A&R and label manager for Hood Politics. I also have a music conference I co-founded called Chicago Music Nexus. We were just in Miami doing Miami Music Nexus. And I have a podcast called Sherm in the Booth. So super stoked to be here. I want to say thank you to Tony and Mike for doing this and helping organize it. So make some noise for them. All right. So we got two local legends here. That's what I hear. Is that a fact? Yeah. That's fucking incredible. Tony just told me that he started Late Night Munchies 11 years ago, which is something to be really proud of, man, for real. That's absolutely incredible. Yeah? Raise your hand if you've been assigned to Late Night Munchies. Let's go. Sub-label. Love that. And who here knows Fame Sounds? What a jackass calling himself Fame Sounds, bro. Like, yeah. We get it, bro. You're famous. Yeah. No.
Fun fact.
What was it before?
DJ Fame.
DJ Fame. Back in the hookah bar days in Vegas, right? Has he cornered you with his life story yet when he's 7 Modelo's deep? Bro, sure, I gotta tell you about my fucking life, man. I've been through it all. Fucking got a cigarette coming out of his ear and shit. Like, oh, Jesus Christ. No, I'm kidding. We're here to have fun. So we're gonna do some questions, and then we're gonna do Q&A from you guys, and then we're gonna listen to your demos. And we're gonna have some fun, and we got the show tonight. So just want to say again, thank you for being here. So let's start at the beginning. What made you start your own label, and what problem were you trying to solve that existing labels weren't? We'll start with Tony.
So I wasn't really trying to start a label. I was kind of forced into it. Late Night Munchies was my weekly mix where I would take edibles and make a mix. And whatever came out of it, I would just post it. And for those that don't know, I used to live in Alaska before I lived here. Not a house music scene at all in Alaska. I was one of 2 people throwing house events every month out there. And so I had a friend that was just like, you should start a label. You have a bunch of friends. I love my friends, but a lot of them are fucking idiots. And they didn't know about like DistroKid and all those like kind of self-release platforms. And so my friend was like kind of pushed me to be like the guy for them and guide them kind of in that process. And so started Late Night Munchies, and it was purely just for the homies, just to put out their music at first. Thought it would just be like a 1-year deal, and we're here 11 years later, so there you go.
That's awesome. Yeah. What about you, Fame? Why'd you start your label?
Well, I started my label with my crunchy ass voice that nobody can hear over the music. No, I started my label because honestly, there was other labels that weren't signing my shit, so I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do my own shit. If I can't get it signed to another label, I'm just gonna do it myself. And then, a bunch of other people decided to come along, and a few people in here have released on my label before, so keep sending me shit. Let's go.
No, I love that. I think really what you got to understand is people start throwing labels because they try and build a platform for themselves. Who here is familiar with Hood Politics Records? All right, you guys know DJ Susan. So Sue started Hood Politics because it actually started off as a clothing company. And he was throwing parties at his dad's house when he was gone. And basically it was a competition in the neighborhood for who could throw the best parties. So started off as a competition. Anyway, it evolved into sort of an ethos about like actually not caring who has the best party, but it's about the people and the night and the experience. And that's still the ethos that we have today. And I feel like everybody has their own journey with joining a record label, starting a record label, the importance of a record label. And where we're at now with Hood Politics is so cool because we really don't give a fuck who you are. We don't care how famous you are, how popular you are. We just dropped a track today. I literally made this kid's Spotify artist page. right? He was like, how do I claim my artist page? I was like, what the fuck? It's like, okay, all right, right? So we consider everybody, and I feel like what the reason for Hood Politics is, why it continues, is because we want people to feel like they have access to releasing on our label. That's why our remix series has done so well. People don't know what to do with the remixes, right? And we'll get into some stories about what we've done with remixes and how there's been success. But yeah, just wanted to give a little backstory on Hood Poly. So I think everybody knows there's a huge boom on artist-run labels. Everybody started their own label, right? I mean, literally every day it feels like Max Styler did, West End, I mean, everybody, obviously Summit, all the big dogs. And I want to ask these guys, why do you think artist-run labels have become so dominant, and what do they do better than a traditional major label?
Ooh, I think the dominance is because, like Fame said, like I send demos out too that don't get signed, and I mean having my own label, that's the benefit, right? And even the bigger benefit is that you own all the rights, 100% publishing, 100% mastering. That's for a bigger conversation probably for later that we can tackle, but there's benefits to that in the long run with sync licensing and things like that. But I think that's kind of like every artist has their sound, and not every sound fits every label. Make your own label, put out what you want. Late Night Munchies, we do tech house, deep house, jackin' house, acid house, breaks, whatever you want, we can put it out. There's no rules, and so you're able to control that when you run a label.
Yeah, true. What do you think, Fame?
I think when running a label, you are creating a family, you know, especially with Hood Politics, being around the boys is unmatched. Everybody is linked with one another, you know what I mean? It's not like going and hanging out one by one, you know what I mean? You're all a family, you know? So it makes it easier to release on a label when you're all family and shit, you know? Yeah, so.
That's true. That's true. Family is definitely going to be an ethos and epicenter of the conversation today. Like, you guys all sitting here right next to each other, you don't even realize. You might think us three up here sitting on the booth, we're your greatest resource. Your greatest resource is sitting right next to you. Everything that I have built has been with people that I met on the come up. Olivia Mancuso, you guys know her, right? Elevated Frequencies. She came on my podcast, like she had like 4 episodes out. And we were like, it's ridiculous that there's no like good event, networking event in the United States for people to actually meet, grow, collaborate. And I go, we should just like start a conference. She's like, yeah, let's do it. She texted me after, she goes, are you serious? I go, yeah, let's fucking do it. Same thing with Hood Politics Records. I had DJ Susan on my podcast. He talked at me for 2.5 hours. No, I'm kidding. Actually, we just revisited the episode just this week. And it was really crazy to hear what he was saying to me and what I was saying about Hood Politics. Like, it still rings true. And I think one important thing you need to understand, Tony alluded to this, when you run your own record label, you have a lot of control. The release schedule, the royalties, BMI, ASCAP, everything that you can actually make. You want to have as much influence over your own music as you possibly can. I'm not saying you should start your own label, but there's a lot more to releasing music that you need to understand. I went to ADE in 2022, and there was a one-on-one with Diplo where he was talking about his experience, his team, and he's been in the game a long time, obviously. He didn't have his own manager. He learned to manage himself. He didn't have anyone that was signing his records, so he made his own label. He was throwing his own parties. He toured by himself. He made his own tour management schedule, right? He learned what he was looking for in the professional world. So when you go through and you go, I'm ready for a manager, no, I promise you you're not if you're saying that, right? You have nothing to manage, right? Oh, I'm ready. I can release on any label. My music's fucking incredible. You literally haven't even put a song out on your own, right? You need to understand what it's like to market your music, create the artwork, get it into distribution. And that's how you can get your music signed by labels. We want to see people that have done it before, that are making fucking noise and know how to roll out a track. And I want to ask that to these guys, like, what actually gets music signed?
I mean, for the first part, it's simply if I resonate with the track, then I'm signing it. Outside of that, like, I do look at social sometimes just to see what the artist is doing, whether it's playing events, putting out their own music, putting out on other labels, or just simply promoting mixes. If you're just putting mixes out, like, that matters, because I can then expect, like, if you're gonna make a mix, you're probably gonna put that new song that I signed in that mix that we can then promote. And so I'm like looking like at many like aspects of an artist when I'm signing them. You could have 5 followers, as long as I see that you're consistently posting something that's kind of promoting yourself and keeping the train moving, that's fine. it's the artists that are not doing anything and then just want to get a track signed. Like, it's really hard to work with that artist when they don't really see the grand scope of like start to finish. And even when you're done, even after the track is out, like work is still not done. Like that track still lives on. I've had tracks that have come out in 2018 and 2019 that have had new life like in the last year or two, like just from other DJs like kind of playing them again. And so the work is never done just because you put a track out. Like the work still continues. So just remember that.
That's so true. What do you think, Van?
What's the question?
What actually gets music signed? Your label or just in general?
For me, it's just being organic. You know, I look at everything, like your persona, like how you are as a person, how you interact with other people. If you're just simply just a good person in general, I don't want no fucking weirdos on my fucking label. I just want everybody to be cool as fuck and support each other. Everybody in here can support one another. It's super easy. It's free. It's free.
Yeah.
And if we all support each other, this city will blow the fuck up. You know, Juan, a few years ago, Juan was telling me, he's like, hey man, this fucking city is low, man. It's way low, but it's growing. It's definitely growing, for sure. 100%. Yeah, everybody in here, I think I've worked with everybody in some fashion in here, and it's growing, and it's going for the good, so. Yeah.
Make some noise for the Seattle scene. Let's fucking go. Yeah. I have like so many stories on how records have gotten signed by Hood Politics. I always like to tell the story of Curly Heads. You guys heard of Curly Heads before? They're these two fucking little New York Jewish guys. They're fucking, one's super tall, one's super short. They're just like ridiculous out of a movie. Anyway, they've been sending us tracks for like a few years. And we thought it was pretty good, you know, but like the fact is there's so much music coming in, we can't pay attention to every single track. They came to a festival that we played in Orlando, and we didn't even know who they were. They came up, like, yo, we're the Curly Heads. We're like, oh shit. Literally the day before, Sue goes, I really want to sign that Curly Heads track, actually. And I was like, holy shit, well, they're here right now, bro. And I go, Sue, go up to them right now and sign their track. And they were like, oh my God. And like, because they were there, like, sometimes the tracks don't always get signed just because of timing and things, and like, it's just, that's so important. That's why relationships, timing, like showing up to shit like this. I bet you there's 100 DJs that saw this and they go, I don't need to go to that. Fuck that. This is what you do to get signed. Like, putting a face to the name is so fucking important. How you build relationships when you feel like you have no network. I came from Indiana. You guys ever heard of Indiana? It's a state in the Midwest. Yeah, it's a state in the Midwest. People from, yeah,
There's a few plaques.
Indianapolis area. Right, okay. Well, people from Chicago just overlook it. And I'm like, all right. So I had zero fucking connections. And that's why I actually started my podcast, because I wanted to get to know people on a one-on-one level that wasn't like in the club. Literally nobody knew who I was. They told me to get in the back of the fucking line. And that's how I built up relationships, the hard way, the long way. I've been doing this for fucking almost 13 years now, right? And now am I only at the point where people want to actually care what I have to say. So you earn those relationships over time. You show up when you're tired. You show up when you don't care. Where's Matthew, the videographer? He just said, he was like, man, I've been wanting to show up for you guys. I've been so busy, right? Like, we all obviously would rather just chill most of the time. But if you're the one who shows up, that's going to get your music signed. So, end rant. Anyway, so, yeah, it was all facts. Sorry. I'm on a sick one right now with the knowledge. So, marketing, and you can speak about your record label, speak about things that you've seen, whatever you think. Once a record is signed, what marketing actually moves the needle today? Is it pre-promotion? Is it day of? Is it post-promotion? Like, when have you seen a track do well? Yeah, what do you think?
Market yourself all the fucking time. Never, ever stop. People are gonna look over, like you can make a post and one day it'll get like 15 likes, right? You're like, this fucking, nobody likes me, whatever. Just post that shit over and over again. Yo, where's Kerneko at? Where's that motherfucker at? That motherfucker right there promotes his ass off.
Motherfucker.
He puts his fucking stickers every fucking where. Yeah. He got a sticker, yeah. Promote yourself non-fucking stop. Promote before the release, after release, during the release. Just make stupid-ass videos that people can relate to. Say dumb shit on camera. Just act like yourself. Act like a goofball. People like that shit.
That's good advice.
That motherfucker right there.
I will agree with everything he said. One thing I will say though, because I'm bad at creating content, and there's a lot of people probably in this room that hate doing that shit. I've been in the music scene for 18 years and I still hate creating content. So I would always suggest like, yeah, promote your tracks, post about them. One thing I like remember reading from someone was like, there was someone complaining online about like, oh, I only got like 30 likes on my post, but it was like, what if there were 30 people in a room listening to your track? Like, that's more than zero. Like, so like think about it in that, and like don't get down on yourself when you only get 20 likes, 40 likes, whatever the number is. But also like think of ways that you're comfortable with creating content. So like for me, like I'll get like my girl or like a homie to like take a video of me while I'm playing the track. Like that's content. You don't have to like be funny or quirky. Like I can't do that shit. I'm not doing it. But there's people that can. If you guys know Keeb, he's elite on like, but like that's his lane. He can do that shit and it works. I'm never doing it. So I got to get the content at the club, and that's fine. You got to find your lane and use it to your advantage.
Yeah, I love that. I think a lot of people like social media, they look on social media and they're just so discouraged. Like, who's just frustrated with social media right now? Yeah, everybody, right? It's fucking so defeating. You know, you like have a good post, like, oh, fuck yeah. And then like one tanks, whatever the fuck that even means. And you're just like, does anybody care about me? Right? Does anybody care? The fact is, nobody's gonna care unless you care. No one is gonna care unless you care. A post flops because you didn't give a fuck about it. We just had a really great panel in Miami. It was with Henry Fong, Sippy, and Mary Droppins. All people who market their music differently. Henry Fong, who's been in the game a long fucking time. Sippy, who's an Australian wild card. She was fucking crazy. She was hilarious, though. She's awesome. Mary Droppins, obviously, who's been on an incredible come up. Henry said something that was really powerful. He said, you gotta post your track 20 times before it ever comes out. Because that's how social media works. If you're not gonna market the living fuck out of your track, nothing's gonna happen. Day of is so important. I feel like day of is really underestimated. Every artist, and this is why it used to work, like for us, and probably when you guys got into the game, there wasn't as many producers. You could just drop a track and say new track out now, and everyone's like, perfect, fuck yeah, right? You're right, literally, SoundCloud. That's it. There's 100,000 songs released on Spotify every single day. That's just the fucking fact. So we can get into Spotify later if you have questions about that. But the fact of the matter is, you got to get people on your team that care. There's lots of different platforms like Laylo and Vault. And are you personally reaching out to people? Like, if you show that you care and you send your music to people, they will care, right? The greatest compliment a DJ can get is, yo, I like your track, right? It's like, sick. Okay, well, is it on your USB? Are you playing it? Probably not, right? Did you even send it to him? How easy are you making it for a DJ to play your music, right? People will say, can I send you a track? And I'm like, just send the fucking track. Like, you're... Literally, I'm like, just send it. Don't waste time. And I feel like that comes back to marketing. Like, you're marketing the music to fans, you're marketing the music to DJs. It depends what type of artist you are. Okay, cool. So I want to get into Seattle-specific stuff. For DJs, producers here in Seattle that are trying to get signed, what should they be doing differently to break through? You want to start, Tony?
I don't think you have to do anything differently than what you're doing. I think the big things would be figuring out what labels are based out of Seattle. So I mean, the Late Night Munchies, the Fame Sounds, the Tilted Records, Uniting Souls, like all those labels, and then figuring out what their way of getting demos is best for them. So like for me, like, you can DM me. I have the email for the label. I have TrackStack. So whatever one works for you, like, I'm cool with. Some people only want DM, some only people want whatever. It's for you to figure that out, right? Some of these people that or that have labels in Seattle throw parties. Go to the party, go talk to them. Ramiro, he runs Uniting Souls. If you're into deep house, deep tech, that kind of vibe, go meet him. Super nice guy. He'll give you his email. You'll be locked in. Everyone's different, right? So just figuring out like kind of what lane you have to choose for that label is pretty important. And then once you know what label you want to release on locally, then figure out what the sound is that they're signing. Go check out the artists that are signing with that label. Go check out the last couple. Like usually even when I'm like sending demos out, I'll go to the beatport of that label and see like the last 5 releases and see like, oh, they've done like tech house the last 5. All right, cool. Like I have 3 tech house tracks like for them. So I just like, I'm a big like research before setting demos out, so I spent a lot of time going on SoundCloud, going on Beatport or Band, like whatever wherever the label lives, like going and like figuring out what artists are on there and what they're releasing, and kind of doing my research before sending. Because what ends up happening is you don't do that research, you send a demo and it gets rejected, and you're like, well, this track is dope. Why? It was like, well, they're not doing tech house, they're doing deep house now. So you have to like kind of like just see kind of the trajectory of labels and like what's going on. Like in politics, they're just signing dope shit, so you're good to go. But other labels are very genre specific or like sound specific.
That was great.
Yeah, pretty much to bounce off what Tony was saying, just go out and a lot of these like local labels out here are doing shows all the time. Go out and support them, show up to their shows. I guarantee you walk up to any of the people that are running the show and ask them if you can submit a demo to them, or have a fucking flash drive right on you and just give it to them. Guarantee they're gonna listen to it. I don't know anybody in this room that would throw a flash drive away, so go to all these people's shows and just support them, give them your demos. They're gonna listen to them, promise you.
Yeah, that's so true. I feel like, just speaking from Chicago example, like just what people really seem to overlook, who here wants to go on tour? Like, is that their goal? They want to be a touring DJ, right? Everybody is like I said, I'm ready to go on tour. I'm ready to go do this. You know, I'm going to play this dive bar in Columbus, Ohio. I'm on tour, and I've got 16 dates in my city. I'm on tour. Bro, you ain't on tour, right? It's because they're not fucking making noise in their own city. You have to understand, if you want to be a successful artist, you have to have a foundation from where you're from. Everybody here knows Jake Shore, right? Everybody knows Jake Shore's from Chicago. Everybody knows I'm from Chicago, right? You have to represent your city. It goes, yo, they're fucking making so much noise in their city. I want to bring that flavor to our city. This is fucking America. We have so many different types of artists, people, flavors, everything, right? If you're making noise in your city, that's going to make noise in other cities, right? Let's say, for example, you're going to play the the Tri-Cities?
Yeah.
Tri-Cities tomorrow, right? You dominate Seattle. Tri-Cities sees you. They're going to book you, right? Next thing you know, you're playing in Portland. Next thing you know, you're playing in Arcata, Sacramento, San Francisco. That's what I did. Chicago, Detroit, Milwaukee, Madison, Ohio. I said that because I know a specific DJ that posted that. Right? Next thing you know, people are saying, oh, damn, there's some demand for this person, right? And then you level up and you're starting to do hard tickets. Hard tickets is a whole different fucking ball game, right? You want to be a successful artist, you want to get a manager, you want to get an agent, you need to be fucking making money. You need to be dominating your scene, you need to be able to count on the people that believe in you in your town, right? Don't overlook where you're from. I see so many people do that. They swear off their town. Nobody likes me, nobody supports me, nobody gets me. Shut the fuck up. Okay. God, I sound like a really old man up here. Yeah.
I'm just gonna add something to that real quick. Part of building the foundation in your city is also building community. So like that's where you'll get the people that'll come out and support you. I mean, I have a lot of homies in here that, whether they're on the label or not, but like that come out to a lot of my parties. Like when I throw them, like those are homies that like I've supported or we've supported, you know, in unison for each other. And we come to each other's parties, each other's sets. Like if they're opening, closing, whatever, like we're there for each other. So part of like having that foundation is also building community within the producers and DJs in that scene as well. They'll bring their friends out, and then you'll have a whole group of people.
Yeah, Tony, can you elaborate on what you saw maybe with Space Yacht? I know you've known them for a long time. I feel like them and Brownies and Lemonade like redefined what community was. Like, were there any things that you saw them do in the beginning days and what they still do today?
Yeah, so for those that don't know, I've run the Space Yacht Seattle parties here at Monkey Loft. I've been doing it for the last 4 years, but I've been part of Space Yacht for the last 7 years. And what I noticed when I flew to LA to like play their parties or just be like kind of a part of a thing with them is big on family. Like they're big on inviting all the homies backstage. We do big like pizza parties and like everyone's involved, staff, DJs, like bar, like anyone you can think of that's like a part of the scene in LA, like they're there. And like I have friends that will fly out there and I'm like, oh, you should go meet like Rami and Henry. And like the minute they meet them, they're like, oh yeah, Rami brought me a drink and like we got to hang out and like they got me food. And it's like, it's all family, like very community vibes. And so they built on that so well that they can kind of throw a party anywhere in the US for the most part. And like people just know them for like, oh, it's gonna be a good time. Like the homies are gonna be there. It's a safe space, like it's all good. And so I think, again, building community, they built a base between the DJs and the staff of their community that support their parties and they take care of them in return. And so here you go.
Love that. You want to say anything about community?
Yeah, community is very key. A lot of the people in here are like personal friends of mine. You know, we all hang out outside of the DJ shit. Hang out, have a beer, come to a barbecue, birthday party, bar mitzvah. Yeah,
A lot of Jews here, a lot of bar
a,
mitzvahs.
a lot of a lot of guest lists. A lot of guest lists.
Please tell me.
But no, just going out and hanging out with each other, even outside of the music shit, just going out and hanging out with each other. Everybody needs to link with each other in here and get each other's contacts. Build the community. That's what this whole thing is for. Yeah, we can do that. My place is big enough, so we're good. Tony can come over and spin all that music.
Now he's bragging about his property, guys. Jesus.
Same sounds, bro. That's what we deal with.
Unbelievable.
I make
On a Friday afternoon.
You make some good food. Cool. No, that's so true. I feel like the word community gets tossed around so lightly these days. It's all about community. It's all about community. It's all about community. Those people aren't even part of a community. They haven't helped build a community. They haven't started their own community. If you want to be part of a community, I've been saying this. Everybody wants a village. They don't want to be a villager. Let that sink in for a sec. Everybody wants a village. They don't want to be a fucking villager. They're not mopping the floors. They're not cleaning the windows. They're not pouring drinks, right? Like, have you guys heard of house calls in Chicago? Okay. They have so many good stories about people that have gotten involved, DJs that became residents, people that became part of how they host events and everything, marketing. They were literally people that said, I just want to help out. You don't have to pay me. I will be here early. I will stay late, whatever it takes. I love what you guys do. Those people literally, like, they mopped the floors when they used to throw secret events. Now they've built something that's so special and globally recognized because of the people that became part of that community. And then you realize when you go to their parties, it's not like the usual, we'll be there at 1 a.m. People are waiting in line because they're so excited to be there with their friends. And I feel like, yeah, just to hang out, right? And I think it reminds me kind of like good high school vibes, you know? And I feel like everybody thinks that it's a siloed industry, it's very competitive, it's breakneck, it's this, it's that. We're actually all at one giant ass table, right? All eating different types of food, but we all at the center is music. And I think a lot of people underestimate that. Okay, so we got some time for Q&A. Who has questions for any of us? Don't be afraid. It's okay. We got a question over here. Yes. Well, what are you doing over there, bro? Yeah. There you go.
How do we get promoters and people who are booking to see value in us?
That's a great question. How do we get promoters or talent buyers to see value? Tony? You got any gigs in your left pocket you can hand out?
See value in other DJs
In them. Like, how do you get booked by a promoter?
You can market yourself, you can put the music out, you can do everything, but like, is there something extra to like let the promoters see you as valuable, worthy enough to
Yeah.
put you to give you a chance?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, to whoever said being organic, I heard that. I have a lot to say on this matter, so I'm gonna try to keep it short. I'll start with, like, the first part is going to these parties, meeting the promoters, meeting the dancers, meeting everyone that's a part of the party. The real, like, core of the community. Now, like, the other half of that, in my opinion, as someone that throws shows, Fame does the same, like, I think it's our job also to go to your shows and seek out the talent and, like, find the DJs that, like, are not always playing out all the time. So it's like my job to go to Trinity and see who's opening tonight. It's my job to go to Monkey Loft and be there at 10 o'clock to see who's opening, who typically would not be playing at Monkey Loft on a Friday night. They're playing some dive bar or somewhere like. So like it's our job to like also go out and like find these DJs as much as it is your job to go to these parties and like make those connections. It should be a 50-50 split. In Seattle, it's more like of a 70-30, like you gotta come out and promoters are going out less to parties. I don't love it. I bitch about it a lot. My friends that like know me very well, like know I bitch about it all the time. It's true. I think part of our job as people that throw shows is to go to these shows and find the talent. Like some DJs can't afford to be at every party. Not everyone's on the guest list. They can't be everywhere. So like I feel like we have that like kind of pull to like get the guest list and be at these parties because we throw shows and people know us. And so I think it's like more our job to go and find the talent than you guys trying to get our attention. But That's an argument for no, not at the after party. I'm already cooked at the after party.
I love that. Fame, what do you think? How do you impress a promoter or a talent buyer?
Me in person. What do I do?
What have you done?
I just show the fuck up.
He invites them over to his property.
Yeah, just come over to my house, man. Fucking, we'll do a barbecue. I got the cows in the back. Yeah. No, yeah, just like Tony said, man. Just like in the end, like what you got to do is just go to the shows. That's it. Just support each other. Everybody in here is throwing shows all the time, so obviously you can't go to fucking everything, but you can go to shows every weekend. I got fucking 3 kids, a wife that bitches all the fucking time, a full-time job, and I DJ every motherfucking weekend, and I'm still going to fucking shows, and I'm sleeping for 5 hours a fucking day.
Look, I don't got no fucking kids, but I am not going out every fucking weekend. Let me tell you that. But this motherfucker. That's why we can have nice things. Look, at the end, I think it's as a DJ or producer. Honestly, like one of the things you guys should be doing too is like you gotta like a lot of these promoters like because and you probably I mean I'm sure you relate to this like I worked really hard in the Seattle scene to like get noticed and like for people to remember who I was and that was like consistently going out a lot and it wasn't just going out it was like meeting them and then like here's a new mix and like oh I also made this track that like aligns with your party. So it's like also just communicating with them kind of consistently and being persistent so that they remember your face. These promote like we're all like all of us in general are like seeing and dealing with people all the time. So we're not always gonna remember, but if you're front facing all the time, like I'm gonna remember you. If you come and drop a USB off, then you send me a mix, and you send me a track, like there's no way that I can't forget you at that point. If I do, then you gotta just fight me, I guess.
I love that. I think the question is how do you get noticed enough for people to care? And you answer the question by saying the question. You make them care by making them notice, right? Like I couldn't get gigs in Chicago. I wanted to play house gigs in Chicago. This is back in the resident DJ days. And I was like, I just want to play at Spy Bar. I'm an underground DJ. I know that's what I want to do, right? And I just couldn't get a fucking gig because it was resident DJs. You know, it just was like they didn't know who I was. I barely had any music out. And I said, fuck it. I'm throwing my own parties. I rented subwoofers from Guitar Center. I put them in the back of my buddy's Toyota Camry. We pushed the seats all the way up to the front to fit the subwoofers in the back. I brought my own fucking CDJs. I lugged them up to the top of a taco restaurant. I banged my fucking knees on every single goddamn step. I booked my friends. I threw a fucking party and made some goddamn noise. Make some noise for that because my knees still hurt.
Make some noise.
Guess what that did? It was building a community. My friends came, they brought friends I didn't know. We kept doing it. We kept doing theme parties. We did random shit, right? And it was literally just at a taco place in Chicago. That got me the gigs that I was trying so hard to get because I said, I gotta get the promoter's attention. What do I gotta do? Do I gotta be there till 5 a.m. fucking offering them drinks or some shit? I'm still tired from that too, man. Instead of trying to get the promoters to notice you, you have to understand, especially, and I'm gonna drop a big word, socioeconomically, we need to make money at venues more than ever, right? Can you bring people that are gonna come to see you early? That will make more noise than you trying to get the attention of the promoter by saying, I'm a really good DJ, right? It's a lot of really good DJs these days. It's not the same as it used to be. So are you making noise? Are you throwing events? Like that will make it up to those people. Like I do a lot of talent buying in Chicago and the people that get booked for important shows, we said we need support on this show, right? Because it's hard to be a headliner. It's hard to sell tickets. It's hard to do all these things. So we need local support more than ever. So it's hopefully that answered your question. Cool. Nice. Okay, what you got, bro?
With the decline in alcohol sales, which have historically funded a lot of the industry. And then, I know, exactly. So what do we do to try to make the industry succeed as a whole outside of just DJing and bringing people?
As it relates to the decline in alcohol sales, just in general? Yeah. No, it sucks. I mean, it's a lot different than it used to be. What are you, 14? Kidding, bro. Kidding, sorry. Really fucking with you. I'll sign one of your tracks for all the shit I've been talking.
There we go.
Like, perfect.
He's got heat, bro. He's got heat, bro.
I feel like despite the alcohol sales, I think that's been for the best. I'm not a venue owner that's suffered, and I know a lot of people that have, and I'm not trying to knock on them. I feel like by getting away from the alcohol sales, bottle service, all that sort of shit, like when we came up, it was all about, can you bring heads in the door? How many chicks and how many bottles are you buying? Oh, God, that was the worst, dude. It was the worst. Now it's actually about the music. It's about the culture. It's about the community. So I think we're seeing a lot of places, specifically in Chicago, I don't know about Seattle, the nightclubs that aren't adapting to the modern day. People want to go out and have mocktails and THC infused stuff. I mean, you guys get it here for sure. Who here smokes weed? Put your fucking hand up. Let's fucking go. Right? I think that type of stuff, cocktails experience, lounges, right? Like the rise of deep house coming up again and all these different sort of music genres coming in. I think the industry will reset. There's a bubble that's popped. It's popping. And I think it'll be for the best. I mean, can we give a shout out to Trinity though? 21 years as a nightclub is fucking insane to still be doing this. And the reason that it's still here is because of the community and the people. I mean, Fame told me that like the bouncers are still the same guys from 21 years ago. I mean, the bathroom is definitely from 21 years ago. It's a World War I bunker that fucking sank in there. Sorry, I had to. Yeah.
It's a curtain now.
It's a curtain. I loved it. Yeah, that's so good. That's so good. It's honestly a really good question because I think a lot of venues, particularly these big clubs, these mega clubs. You guys been to Vegas recently? It's fucking dead, right? It's fucking dead. It's more expensive than ever, and I feel like you see that happen. It's popped. You want to add anything, Tony?
Let me think about that.
Okay. Fame?
Vegas survives because of the DJs. Period.
Yeah.
It's not about the bottle service. It's not about how many drinks are sold. I mean, obviously, people are buying fucking drinks there, but they have all the biggest DJs in the fucking world in Vegas, and that's because the bar sales suck ass. They just have these big DJs that come in there, and everybody's obligated to go to these places because these huge DJs are there. But I think you're right. You know, the bubble is popping. Bottles are starting to come back out again. People are starting to buy tables again, slowly, but I feel like, yeah, definitely in a different way. I feel like, right after COVID is like when it hit really, really hard because nobody wanted to go out, nobody wanted to buy bottles, nobody wanted to be around each other. But it's coming back around, and people are starting to go out and link with each other again. So. Yeah, COVID's coming back now.
Oh, God.
Hey, he said it.
Just pulled a Rudy Gobert right there, and now I got COVID on the mic. Anybody get that? Any NBA fans? Okay, all right. Who got one?
How do you guys deal with burnouts?
Say it into the mic.
How do you guys deal with burnouts?
Tony?
Yeah, I have like those creative blocks. I usually tend to just shut, like, you know that meme, like shutting my laptop on a Friday? Like I just like shut it for 2 weeks. I'm just like, all right, like I'll come back to it. Like I get inspiration typically from listening to other music outside the house. I listen to like jazz. I listen to hip hop, like just old school hip hop. I listen to like just classical music, Motown music, and like it'll trigger some kind of idea for like a sample. A lot of like a good way to kind of come out of burnout is like doing edits or remixes. I've always found like there's less thinking in doing a remix, so you already have the parts, or doing an edit where you're just kind of cutting something up and making something new. But dealing with burnout, like you kind of just have to find your own. I like to read. I'll just not make music and just read a fucking book. Like, damn, for real.
Yeah.
I played basketball all through high school, so I'll just fucking go outside, play basketball. I rollerblade on my free time, so I'll do that shit, just put some music on. But I think stepping away from it, like, even just for fresh ears, I mean, you're listening to the same fucking snare hit for 3 hours. It's like, yeah, like stepping away and coming back to your track, like, is nice and refreshing. Or you just get other people involved. Like there's many other producers. Send your music off and just take a week away and let your friends give you some feedback. Come back to it with fresh ears. But whatever you like to do, maybe if you have other hobbies, activities, do that shit when you start to feel burnt out, and I feel like you'll be happier overall.
It's great advice.
Yeah, definitely take. Yeah, barbecue. Always barbecue. Now take time for yourself. Go on a walk, read a book like Tony. Make sure you read a book like Tony. Go hang out with your friends. Don't talk about music. Just clear your mind. You know. Yeah, milk the cows. Yeah, 100%. Go eat some grass or smoke some grass, whatever you float. No, but yeah, you just gotta find ways to clear your mind because you're gonna. It's inevitable. You're gonna get a block no matter what. If you're a producer, you know, I'm sure that you do camera stuff too. So, camera guys, any creative lane that you're in, you're gonna have a block no matter what. So you just gotta find like time for yourself to step away from everything.
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, maybe later. Maybe later. I try and not make music the center of my life. Like it is, but I try not make every single day have to be like this full-fledged effort to get better at music. That is exhausting, bro. Like everybody knows people, and I was one of these people. All I think about is music. All I think about is DJing. All I think about is everything that has to do with my career furthering, right? You are gonna burn the fuck out real quickly, right? Like I actually make other things in my life. I have had a day job this entire time. Same company, enterprise sales rep in fucking logistics. It's crazy. And people say, how do you still do that? And I say, actually, not every day in music is a good day, right? So I lean on my job. Not every day in my job is a good day. So I lean on music. And by having a balance in life, I'm lucky enough, I married my high school girlfriend. I got very fucking lucky, right? She's way smarter than me, way hotter. She's awesome. Yeah, for sure, right? I lean on her. She doesn't know shit about this, right? She literally, one time I was like, can you ask me a question about my music career, please? She's like, I'm not that interested. And I'm like, fuck, dude. Yeah, that's tough. I don't know if anyone else is this. I know you guys aren't, right? And I've grown to realize that's actually been the best thing for me by having someone else that's close in my life. And like, I have a lot of really close DJ friends, but I have a lot of close friends that support me and love what I do, but they're not gonna be chewing my ear off about how's everything going. And I've realized, wow, that's actually a great thing for me to make sure that I'm separating myself, Matt Sherman, from Sherm. And I think that's really important for everybody to understand when it comes to burnout and balance. Like, I have to dissociate sometimes. I literally was sitting over on the boardwalk over there, sat on one of the fucking swings, and I was like, holy fuck. I have like 30 minutes right now where no one's gonna call me. Like, why don't I do this more often? So I feel like just by finding that rhythm and trying to not put so much pressure on everybody to be successful, like Tony said.
Yeah, we still got noticed on the swing though.
I did get noticed on the swing. Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. All right, let's keep the questions going. Who's got something? Yes, sir.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Ish. I'm a producer in Seattle. Hi. I just had a question about what are some of the strategies we can find regarding growing our Spotify artist profiles or SoundCloud, like besides Hype Edit or, and I've asked you recently that, not to you, Michael, like what are some of the ways we can get our algorithm to expose our music even further?
You want to go? Me? You want to go?
You got that.
All right.
I have an answer.
Fuck Spotify, man. I'm gonna be a dope dealer. Kidding. Spotify is a beast. It is a machine. It is an unbelievable platform for an artist to master. There is so much value in it. There is so much to learn. There's so much to understand. But what you have to understand about the algorithm of Spotify, and I'll speak to SoundCloud as well. Spotify, a lot of people think, like, who here submitted a track to get pitched? And you're like, this is the one. I wrote the greatest pitch. They're gonna see it. I put my heart and soul into this shit. And then you're checking song stats. You're like, nah, it's not updated yet. It's not updated yet. It's gonna happen. And you're like, right. And then nothing happens. And you're like, what the hell am I doing? Right? You have to understand how Spotify works. Spotify is a massive machine, like I said, right? You want to get on playlists. You want to make noise. You want to get monthly listeners. You have to earn those monthly listeners. Spotify will not consider anything. If your popularity score, this is a popularity score, is very important for you guys to understand. A popularity score is how many monthly listeners you have, how many followers you have, how many people are listening to your songs more than once as well. Spotify, to me, is such a gimmick that has changed a lot because 6-7 years ago, maybe before COVID, if you had 1 million monthly listeners, you get booked for a world tour. Yep. You got 1 million monthly listeners today, you probably can't sell 10 tickets in your hometown because it's passive listeners, right? So many people just put on Spotify in their restaurants, right? Wherever it is, they're not really listening. It's while they're working, and you're like, dude, this song's streaming so well, and like all this stuff. It's like nobody really knows who you are, who the song is. So if you want to get on a playlist, let's say you want to get on Mint, right? Just let's go big, right? Artists that I've seen get on Mint are artists that have been consistently releasing music for at least 2 years. They're releasing at least a song every month at a minimum, right? To keep the algorithm consistent. So what I would recommend to people is to stockpile tracks, right? So you don't put the pressure on yourself. And it's hard to do. It's really hard to do. But I've seen people be successful because they roll it out. They're consistent. They're dropping tracks every single month. They're building steam. That's what Spotify looks at. Spotify is a relationship game at a very, very, very high level. There's a reason why the biggest artists usually get the covers, why it's a lot of the same artists or whatever. But people do break through. And it's because they're the ones who are actually releasing consistently. And they have popularity scores. You can see this through our distributor and all distributors. How popular are you on Spotify? Because Spotify is not going to push an artist that people don't know. They have to make money, right? They just do. That's what they got to do. So that's understanding Spotify, if that makes sense. SoundCloud, make some fucking noise for SoundCloud, because that is the shit right there, man. SoundCloud is awesome. SoundCloud to me is, like we all know, we really listen to SoundCloud. That's where we go discover music. That's where we discover gems. That's where you're on Hype Edit and you're getting download gates. That's where you're actually seeing where fans listen to you. And like, it's so crazy, you know, we go to all these places on Hood Politics tours and they're like, dude, we discovered your remix 5 years ago, whatever, 3 years ago. Also, don't do remix packs on SoundCloud when it's like, you know, like I love We Dams, like he's fucking awesome, but he doesn't do himself any favors by putting 20-second clips of all these songs, right? I feel like also people underestimate SoundCloud because SoundCloud is a great way for you to distribute your music. Their motto is literally release your music, get fans, get paid. They have a really, really favorable way to actually distribute your music too. So if you guys don't even want to fuck around with TuneCore and DistroKid, do it through SoundCloud. In fact, I'd encourage you to try it through each different one to see the differences. This is why distributors are really important to understand. There's tons of distributors. We've worked with our distributor called Proton for a long time now because we have a relationship with them, right? So that goes back into Spotify. They have 3 tracks every month that they can pitch to Spotify on behalf of their distribution platform, right? So when we pitch to them, and it's similar for SoundCloud as well, we've gotten tracks on SoundCloud playlists. They want to see what's your plan for this track and what's your plan for the next 6 months, okay? Make sure you hear that. What's your plan for after this track? Because I'm not going to go pushing an artist that doesn't have a plan for after this track. One-hit wonders, I can go on and on about this, the most dangerous thing that you can get involved in. Because so many people go viral on TikTok, they've never, ever even touched CDJs. It's a 30-second clip of a whip, right? Next thing you know, you got managers and agents knocking down your door, and they are not equipped, they are not ready to go, right? But that's also part of the game now that I think the bubble will pop as well. So, long-winded way to say, Spotify, you can definitely have success. It's important. Use it. You should. It's awesome. You can sell your merch on there. You got your bio on there. I mean, people discover my shows on there. It's so cool. But it also is not going to be the center of your success like it used to be. So, fuck with SoundCloud. SoundCloud is awesome. Yeah. Let's go. Okay. Matthew, yeah. Shout it out. How do you read the crowd? Yeah. You want to go, Tony?
Tony doesn't even fuck. Tony doesn't even fuck.
Hey, yo, come on.
He's gonna clear the room.
I'm clearing the room, baby. Fucking putting wrecking ball on and just walking away. I mean, so my background's open format. Like that's when I first started. I was playing a lot of top 40 clubs, doing like basically top 40 dubstep, trap, hip hop, like house, you name it. I was playing it on vinyl, on digital. Actually, with the CDs, fucking pop on the 850s. Yeah, I don't like to do that shit no more, but I did. But I think one thing that's important, like to read the room. I usually, if I'm playing a show, no matter the genre, no matter the party, I'll usually show up early and just kind of be in the crowd to read the, I'm just trying to see like what people are moving to. Because I'm also watching the DJ, if they play a house track, I'm like, all right, cool, like they're moving, he plays dubstep, all right, a little bit. And like then it's kind of up to you to kind of play around and like kind of figure out like where you want to start. I'm really bad at this because I don't plan my set, so I never know what I'm gonna play when I get up there. But that's a bigger reason why I show up early to kind of see how the crowd is moving, what's going on. I'm even watching the staff sometimes to see what they're. I mean, it's making the staff happy is just as important as making the people that are dancing on the dance floor. So I'm reading the whole room, and then when I'm up there, I'm still playing tracks, and I'm looking at the crowd, and oh, this might not be working. Might have to quick mix out of this, and so it's a lot of like on the spot kind of movement. In some rooms, it might just be house, and you might be able to ride an hour out, and they're vibing. Other times, you might have to pivot a little bit, but it's important to be in the room before you have to play, just to see how the room is moving.
Great answer.
Don't do this. Everybody fucking does that shit, bro. Keep your head up and like if you gotta practice at home, practice at home. Master your craft. Don't look down the whole time, cause ain't nobody gonna give a fuck what you're doing if you ain't paying attention to what the fuck they're doing. You need to watch the crowd. At least look up in between transitions.
One other thing I want to add too is, and this might not be for everybody, so don't take it like it needs to be for you, but as someone that goes to a lot of shows, I enjoy watching the DJ having a good time on the stage. Like, I mean, I love watching Susan play. Like, when he's up there, he's having a fucking time. And usually, like, and I'm like, people that have seen me DJ, like, you guys know I love to party on stage. I'm a big take shots on the stage and dance around. But I think that, like, engages the crowd to just want to party just as much. Sometimes they might not like the track until you start partying up there. That sometimes it might trigger them to just go to the moon. And so, yeah. So sometimes it might not be for everybody, but if that's in your personality, have fun up there. Why not? We're getting paid to play music that we love to play. Why not?
I feel like people are waiting to be told what to do, like 99% of the time, unless you're at fucking Movement and they're like, just give it to me. Rarely are you gonna get a crowd that says, just give it to me, no judgment, right? Rarely. People are waiting to be told what to do, especially these days. I just played a massive show, and it was a bunch of different ages. The first 8 rows was like all 19-year-old kids, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna be tonight. Let's fucking go. I'm ready to go. No, but I feel like when it comes to reading a crowd, like you're never gonna be able to please everybody, and you're just one person up there, right? So what I do, if you're able to do this, after years of DJing, you're so comfortable on the decks. And again, that goes with like, once I got my own CDJs, I think it was like in 2018 or something like that. I loved DJing so much. I wanted to just become a better DJ. I got so comfortable with the equipment, malfunctions, things that go wrong, like set up your own stages, get your own chords, like just get crazy comfortable with the technology and make DJing secondary, make performing primary. And it's like this second nature that you learn. And you realize that, oh wow, I can connect with this chick who's dancing in my song, and she's gonna get excited. Her friends are gonna get excited. That energy is gonna erupt throughout the crowd, right? Doesn't matter if it's a 100-person crowd or a 10,000-person crowd. Same rules apply. And I feel like when it comes to having like literally an experience in it, you gotta have experience, right? Like we're an expert in our experiences. So that would be my answer, man. And also, crate dig like a motherfucker. Yep.
Find what nobody else got.
That's right. Okay. We got time for some more. Yes, sir. Go for it. Yeah. How do you basically build a brand? How do you align as a videographer, right?
Well, me as a partner for you.
Yeah.
It's more like how do you do it so that I can invest?
Yeah. I didn't think about this until I got management recently, and they were like, "We need to talk about your brand archetype." I was like, "My brand what?" They're like, your brand archetype. Like, what type of artist are you? Are you a jester? Are you the everyman? Are you the explorer? And all these different examples of DJs, right? And I think it all comes back into what type of artist are you? What type of person are you? How do you put yourself out there on social media? Do you invite friends over to barbecue and mow your lawn and milk the cows? You know, I don't know what brand that is. It's a good brand, though. Yeah. But I feel like, where'd he go? He asked a question and he left. Oh. Someone walked out the door. I was like, what the fuck?
He's like, yeah, you know what? Fuck
Yeah, I'm
this,
good.
I'm out
I'm
here.
good. I'm good. Yeah. Damn. Hey, it really cleared out over here, Tony. What the fuck did you play, man? Yeah. No, I feel like especially when it comes to photographers and videographers, their first question should always be, what is your brand archetype? Who are you? How are you trying to represent yourself? I feel like the cool guy or cool girl DJ is pretty much out the door. That's not really relatable to people. Yeah, like that's not relatable. Like nobody cares that you're too cool. Nobody cares that we don't know who you are. Like you want to talk about looking down, right? Like you see some of these DJs that are up there and you're like, no, like I don't want to be here. You don't look like you want to be here, right? Fuck that shit, man. Get on the mic, say what the fuck is up. Like, literally be yourself. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent again. Anyway, to answer your question more directly, it's so important, especially to have a good relationship with your video or photo. I have a great relationship with mine, and he's so in tune to what we're doing. He asked me questions. What type of show is this? He asked me, what song do you want to use for the recap before? How are you approaching this show? What type of content do we want to get? If it's a photo shoot, what's this a photo shoot for? Is this press shots? Are we going out in the city? Are we showing who you are, right? Like, how can we expose to the world what type of person you are with a picture or a video? I think asking those questions to yourself beforehand is really important as well. So, and I said this before and I'll say it again. Get yourself a video or a photo person that you trust, that you fuck with, and treat them well and pay them, okay? Fucking pay them because they do not get paid enough and they stay up later than us and we expect our shit the next day. Yeah, pay these motherfuckers, man. Contribute.
Where's the venue owner?
Yeah. Dude, I know. The venue owners are the last people to pay, and they never. Same for DJs, though. All right, but yeah, those are really important relationships that I think are underestimated. Okay, more questions. What do we got? Yes, sir.
So for smaller artists getting signed to a label, what are reasonable expectations for promotion from both the artist side and the label side?
Okay.
Ooh. Damn, that's a good question. It's a hard question to answer because every label is different. So like I've had art like even actually lately artists have been asking like what's like the promotional plan or like marketing campaign. And it's like for smaller labels like there's not a lot of money for us. So like any money I'm putting into it, it's coming straight out of the pocket, which I don't mind. Like that's what the label is for, so I'll do it. But my marketing plan is much smaller than what maybe John Summit's marketing plan might be with like experts only, right? But it's still fair to like as a producer always ask that question. Because you should be able to decide, do I still want to sign with this label if like they're just gonna post my track one time and like that's it, or they're gonna maybe do a little Spotify pitch for me and like a SoundCloud pitch and post a couple, and they're gonna ask you for content so that we can keep posting after the release comes out. So like it should be a partnership with the label when you're working with them and you ask them. There should never be a reason why they're holding information from you. It should all be very transparent. When it comes to royalties, when it comes to marketing plans, when it comes to anything that you're wondering about, if they're not able to answer that, that's not a label you want to work with, in my opinion. But I think like you should have a clear understanding of what the marketing plan is with that label if you are planning to sign with them, so that you know what's going on. On the artist side, your expectation is hopefully to get the answer that you're looking for, right? Is hey, this is our marketing plan for the next 6 weeks pre and post, release. This is what we're doing, and you should be able to be like, hey, if I get extra content, will you guys are willing to collab, post whatever, and if they say yes, then you have more content. But they should have some kind of plan in place or something they can share with you that you have an idea of what's going to happen.
No, he answered everything. That's exactly what I was saying.
Yeah. Milk them cows, basically, is all you gotta do. It's a great question. I feel like so many artists expect like you're gonna release on a label and boom, track's gonna go top 10 on Beatport, million plays on Spotify. John Summit's dropping it at Red Rocks. Boom, baby. No, dude, that's just not how it goes. And I've had so many managers that are upset with the rollout. I'm like, you literally made zero content. We gave you ideas. Like we planned tracks 6 weeks in advance. I just had Paul Campbell, who's Side Pieces manager, on a panel, and he was talking about they roll out tracks for 6 fucking months. Literally. I'm not saying you have to do that, but that they have their own label and that's how they roll tracks out. They just started lip service. That's what they're going to be doing, right? So at a high level, that's what they're doing. And honestly, you should be thinking about it pretty similar as a lower or mid-tier artist. Really, any tier. And I'll tell you a little secret. Nobody knows what the fuck is going to work. We don't know what track is going to blow up. Tony said it earlier. Tracks blow up 6 years later. So that's why you need to have the contract dialed as well, too. And I feel like for the marketing aspect, the artist has to care. The artist has to care, right? Like we can come up with ideas, but you have to understand, labels are merely a vehicle. We're merely a foundation, a platform for you to get your music released on. We're combining communities for you to get exposure to a labels community, but your community has to care too, right? And I feel like it's changed so much. You used to be able to release on a repopulate Mars and you would do really well and people would care. But again, people don't care unless you care. And you have to understand that you got to put that time in. So like what we do on Hood Politics now, like we have an SSR firm. We have you fill out every bit of information. We have you send your press pics. We're going to come with deliverables. We're going to promise that we're going to put our best foot forward. But we expect the same from you. And I see a lot of artists still not care enough and expect so much in return. It's just not going to happen if in the way that you think. And like when people say, like, what does a successful track look like to you? Let me ask you that. What would be a good release feel like to you?
I don't know. If a DJ like played my music somewhere outside of Seattle.
Okay, right. So if that's your goal, let's make that your goal. That means that we need time to get that music on the right USBs. You got to go to DJs that this label knows. Let's say you don't know anybody, right? And let's just like somebody like Bijou, for example. I feel like he's an unbelievable example of someone that's contributed so much to the music scene. People might say, I don't know Bijou. He doesn't know me, right? Bijou actually knows everybody. He's been in the game for so long. Look at who's released on D&D, right? Go to maybe some mid or to lower tier artists. Send your music to them if you want to get it on his USB. What DJs do you want dropping that? Let's say your goal is to chart on Beatport. Never make that your goal, by the way. But if you want to actually do that, you got to have people that want to buy your track. You got to build up hype, right? I need this track. I've been waiting for this shit for so fucking long. Boom, I'm buying it that day. Let's say you want to get playlists on Spotify. You need to already have music that's been out. It's going to be tough to do the trifecta, but I feel like everybody in here is a DJ who wants to get their music played, right? You want that video of this DJ playing it like that. You're going to have to make them notice, and that takes a long time sometimes. Start local, for sure. Yeah, start local. Yeah.
Just one thing I want to add too for the producers that are releasing music, like he mentioned, like you have to care as well. Like as people that run labels, we're paying attention to how much you care. So if we're doing the work on our end and then we give you all the deliverables and you're not posting or doing anything, chances are we're probably not going to want to work with you in the future. If we're doing all the work on our end and you're not doing anything on yours, a lot of this is kind of thankless work, like kind of free work. I do it because I love running a label. I love putting out my friends' music. I love putting out music in general. So I'll put 1,000 hours in. But if you're gonna put 0 in, like I probably don't want to work with you in the future. So if we're doing all the work to give you all the things you're asking for or expecting from us, then we're expecting the same energy from you as producers that we think we would hope believe in the music that you're making that you want people to play.
Hell yeah. That was a fucking great answer. Fact. I really feel like the message today is no one's going to care unless you care. And again, just by showing up today shows that you guys care. So make some noise for yourselves, guys, real quick. That was awesome. And make some noise for the panelists, Fame and Tony, guys. Local legends, baby. Okay, I want to get a picture really quick, guys. Come on, like it's a crowd shot. Come on, we can do it. Let's do it. Come on, Fame. I know you want to get on the mic.
No, I do not. I do not.